Much to all of our surprise, Sodikken hasn't vanished off the face of the planet completely, and they've managed to find their password for their YouTube channel. They've made a couple posts on social media after a hiatus of around 3 years on YouTube. Does this mean we're going to be getting more music or animations or anything like that because of this sudden resurface? Who knows? However, since Sodikken has appeared out of nowhere for the first time in a very long time, I thought I may as well cover one of their songs for a little bit of a nostalgia trip. As you can tell from the title and thumbnail for this video, I'm going to be taking a look at Sodikken's video from all the way back in 2021. I hope you're hungry. Now, as you can probably imagine, this analysis video is more than likely not going to be very long. This is because the song and visuals themselves only last for over a minute. Despite that fact, however, we're going to go through each line of the song and of course the accompanying visuals, see what meanings we can derive from the combination of the two, and just break it down. One other thing, however, is that this video, in my opinion, has a strong connection to one of Sodikken's later videos. Well, technically the video that was released directly after I Hope You're Hungry, which is People Eater, which is a song I have covered previously on this channel, so feel free to check that out after this. The reason I say these two share a connection is due to the similar dark themes and visual motifs. Like, they both use really jovial and bouncy animations and art pieces alongside the lyrics, covering darker topics like toxic relationships, which creates a neat juxtaposition between the deceptively depressing lyrics and the happily gory images, but we will get into all of that shortly. But for now, let's get straight into Sodikken's video. I hope you're hungry. But before we even discuss the lyrics, one thing that is immediately apparent about this video is its stylistic choices. Instead of just pixel art or just traditional animation, Sodikken uses a unique mix of different types of art in their projects. Here specifically we have drawings on paper crafts, animated with stop motion, alongside assorted real world footage behind it, as well as the use of claymation and pixel art in this video just on its own. It uses a wide array of visual styles, and I just think that's really cool. The song itself starts with some lyrics and a visual tone very similar to that of People Eater. You want a taste of my brain? Okay, it's yours anyway. Just from this sentence alone, you can kind of tell how this video ties into Sodikken's latest song, portraying something gory in a very glib and passive manner. You want my brain? Sure, take it. The visuals also help to convey how nonchalant this is. I mean, we have random footage of desserts accompanying the papercraft stop motion, which is really cool to look at, but yet again, it takes this grim scenario and makes it much more light-hearted. I mean, when we even see the brain, like a lot of the other visuals in this video, we see this body part represented to us in the form of a dish. In this case, this person is giving their toxic partner their brain in the form of a bowl of ramen, which is a pretty neat visual. A bite of my eye, alright, I won't put up a fight. This line just kind of confirms how the singer has given up, so to speak, just giving parts of themselves in this relationship being broken down so much over time that they won't even put up a fight. Just take what you want from me, so to speak. The visual tone, however, remains relatively light. I mean, the footage of desserts accompanying the sight of an eyeball being squished, which is then followed by one being shish kebabbed, creates a strange juxtaposition. How about today you try eating someone else for a change, because the way things are going, I won't last another day. This line just highlights how exacerbated the singer is, how tired, how fatigued they've become. Try eating someone else for a change. I'm at my limit and I'm about to break. I won't last another day. The abuse, the toxicity has been building up and the singer is on the edge. And yet again, we see the singer's body parts being portrayed in this cutesy fashion, like as a cake. Oh, how wholesome. As you open up my ribs, the blood flows out like a river. You strip my bones away and you indulge in my liver. This is just more of the previous gory words accompanied with cutesy drawings. The funny thing about this specific section, however, is the background footage. We can see a menu showing the prices of specific body parts and meals made from said parts. Powdered bones, skewered eyeballs, juiced gallbladder. All the while we see a face in a peeled banana and a heart being put in a sandwich. And the more I'm in pain, the more that you'll gain. and to me that sounds like a pretty fair trade. The visuals then get a stylistic change. We see some of Sodikken's claymation as we see burgers and fries rotating. The lyrics themselves are also pretty intriguing. It highlights the give and give and give one-sided nature of this relationship. The more the singer gives to their relationship partner, the more their partner receives, the happier they are, but the less is left of the singer. But in the end, that's what makes it worth it, right? The singer's own misery is being traded for their partner's happiness, and that's all that matters in the end. We also get a visual of the singer literally transforming into a cooked chicken to help further push this visual metaphor. They are literally a piece of food, a piece of meat that is good for nothing except consumption, to be taken apart. You bite, my nervous system ignites. The torment in spite, sacrifices must be made. We then get some pixel art, which is very reminiscent of People Eater. The lyrics accompanying said art help the audience sympathize with the singer, describing how it feels when they are being used. Their nerves are on fire. It feels like they are being tormented. But in the end, these sacrifices must be made. It is a necessary evil to please their partner. It needs to be done. So it's worth it for their happiness, not their own. We also get some visuals to help get the point across that the singer feels as if they are being tortured. The example we are given is them being force-fed cockroaches, which is a lovely visual. One thing that you never hear me say is that I'm tired of living. Funny thing, that statement changed today. Good thing that I'm forgiving. These lyrics kind of harken to the decay of the singer's mental state over time. You'd never hear me say I'm tired of living, but that changed. I'm now tired of living from this constant torture and dismantling of my own being from someone who is supposedly really close to me. But even still, thank God I am so forgiving, and I will continue to put up with this torture despite it causing the degradation of my mental state. The visuals help push this, showing us the avatar for the song that represents the singer preparing themselves in the mirror in the form of a hot dog, preparing themselves to be eaten, followed by some more claymation of food, which is always neat to see because claymation is always cool. Then we get the words funny thing being revealed to the audience, and they are written on what I assume to be Sodikken's own forearm, which is then followed by the cockroach from earlier just kind of chilling, and then by the word today written in orange peels, until we are then shown the final shot of the video, which is the remnants of the singer after the events and dismantling throughout the course of this song. Limbs all over the place, a forced smile on their face, ribs exposed, arms scarred, and the rest of their body has almost been literally unraveled through the actions of the person that they are close to. The video itself ends with a fatigued moan, with a nice little close-up of this avatar before we cut to black. Overall, the song is about someone going through the struggle of a toxic relationship, which is pretty much agreed upon by the fandom at large. And this in of itself is very similar to People Eater, but it is seemingly from a different perspective. In this video, it is from the perspective of the one being taken apart, the abusee, whilst People Eater is seemingly from the perspective of the abuser. This song in particular highlights someone who has slowly grown tired of being used and taken apart, metaphorically speaking, and it is presented to us through the macabre light and visual metaphor of someone literally eating another person. Whilst at the same time, this visual metaphor is presented in a very bright and jovial light with the artwork and overall cartoony aesthetic of the visuals. Yet despite that fact, it is still portraying something pretty dark. We can see from the lyrics how this person's grown tired over time from lines such as, try eating someone else for a change, because the way things are going, I won't last another day. Lines like these just highlight how long this relationship may have been going on, and in turn it ties into People Eater due to the similar themes of such things, of not just toxic relationships, but the way they are both presented through the lens of someone being eaten and or someone eating another. The song itself, towards the end, just seems as if the singer has sort of given up and says how they would never say they're tired of living before. However, that's now changed. But good thing they are so forgiving, insinuating that they've kind of given up now, they're tired of everything, but at least they can forgive their abuser and just carry on with this toxic relationship despite their decaying mental health and the inevitability of them being consumed completely. It feels very similar to most of Sodikken's other songs and videos in a couple different different ways, like Nothing Man, which is a bit more light-hearted in regards to its themes, and Useless You, which is much like this song, due to it also covering some darker themes. But what all of these aforementioned songs have in common is their multiple art forms, like drawings, paper crafts, claymation. It is very much a part of Sodikken's style as an auteur, I guess, to use these different forms of art in a single video, which is always really cool to see. Using these different art forms in a song which is portraying a very depressing and grim topic, which is a really cool juxtaposition to see. But in conclusion, I like this song. I like the visuals, and I really hope Sodikken comes back and creates some more cool stuff for their channel. So yeah, overall that's the third video from Sodikken that I've covered at this point. I previously covered People Eater on this channel, and now of course I've covered I Hope You're Hungry. But a few years back I covered Useless You on my main channel, so feel free to check that out. But for my next video I might cover another RPG Maker horror game. Maybe I'll just cover an old horror anime or manga. Who knows? Let me know what you want me to make down below. But for now, doodles my doodles. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.